afternoon. Can I ask you to lower your voices? And thank you so much for joining us and for a full house. Really exciting to be joining you. I'm really pleased to be bringing you the London Demo Day 2023. I'm your host, Rhea El Salahi, and I've been lucky enough to be backstage to hear some of the incredible teams rehearsing today, and you are in for such a treat. Some of the country's most exciting startups, actually forget some of the country's most exciting startups, are here today, and you will be seeing them in just a moment's time. Now, the London Demo Day is an esteemed collaboration between Imperial College London, King's College London, and University College London. And this year, we're especially delighted to introduce the London School of Economics to this partnership. Now, this evening, you will be introduced to 20 distinguished teams, hand-picked from Imperial College Enterprise Lab, King's Entrepreneurship Institute, LSE's Generate, and UCL's Innovation and Enterprise. And these dynamic teams are on a mission to secure funding, ranging from £100,000 to a remarkable 1.5 million. And that's the point where you're all supposed to say, ooh. Done. And the reason for that is amplifying, evolving their groundbreaking innovations, and they really are groundbreaking, as you're about to hear. This year, we are privileged to be hosting this event here at King's College London's Bush House, which, as you know, is once the heart of the BBC's international broadcasts, and today is home and a beacon of academic excellence within King's College. Pretty impressive, and really good to have it so busy this afternoon. Now, without further ado, I'm really thrilled to welcome the President and Principal of King's College London to officially inaugurate London Demo Day. Please put your hands together to welcome Professor Kshitij Kapoor.
Well, a very warm welcome to friends and colleagues and entrepreneurs. It's a particular pleasure to welcome you here in the Bush House, and you might wonder why. Well, you know, what is entrepreneurship about? It is about a bold, creative idea that someone is willing to fund. The timing has to be right, and then you need to get lucky. So let me tell you why that is absolutely true about this building. Many of you might have walked in here. Many of you who've been denizens of London would know this to be the building of the BBC World Service. Some of you might even have looked up and it said, "To the friendship of the English-speaking peoples of the world," whatever that is to me. And you might think, well, that's it, it's BBC, World Service, friendship of the English-speaking peoples of the world. That's actually not true. This building was a bold, creative idea, perhaps the boldest creative idea of its time at the start of the last century. What many of us cannot imagine at that point in time, there was no Aldwych, there was a Strand, there were many slums around this area. The wonderful LSE, where it is now, wasn't. There are slums around there too. And there was a bold, creative idea by someone who said, we need a place in the world, a World Trade Center, where we'll show up the latest, well, they didn't call it entrepreneurship in those days, but the latest in technological advancements. And thereby came the ambition to build the world's largest trade center. And that's where you're sitting now. So in about 1910, now, as I said, any bold creative idea, now there were many things bold about it. It was going to be the world's largest creative center. The other thing bold about it, it was going to join what was at that point in time the English Empire and America. And so it was bold, you might say creative. It was going to actually erase, and you might have different views about it, the geography of this place. So this wonderful arch that we see around the Aldwych wasn't there. It was a slum with a warren of roads. All of that was taken away. This became the largest public project in the world at that time. So that was about bold and creative. Where did the money come from? Well, that was the Bush family, not the ones who became presidents subsequently, but a very rich American family which was simultaneously building the Penn Station in New York. They funded this. So that's about bold, creative idea, lots of money, but timing was wrong. They completed it on the 4th of July, American Independence Day, 1925. This gets inaugurated, and soon we go into the biggest recession that is known. So this thing that was to become the center of entrepreneurship, well, there aren't that many companies wanting to move in here. And then, of course, comes the Second World War. Not a good time for entrepreneurship and business. But that's where you need to get lucky. Because one of the bombs in the Second World War fell on 200 Oxford Street, which was the home of the BBC. So the BBC gets evacuated right into the center of this building, which was looking for tenants, and it became the home of the BBC World Service. And for the next many years, till they moved to new broadcasting house it was. The reason I bring out this story is because bold, creative ideas find their way into things you cannot imagine that they would become. No one could have anticipated that an institution called King's College London would be residing here in what was then the BBC World Service. And certainly no one could have imagined that 4 of London's great institutions would get together on a day like this to celebrate entrepreneurship. And I think it's absolutely remarkable, because I have had the privilege of working on 3 continents. There, I don't think, is any other place in the world that has the concentration of talent in terms of institutions and places that the walk around and subway distance of about 20 minutes has from this point. So it is a rare privilege to bring all of you together. What a center of talent it is. But we are finally here to celebrate our entrepreneurs. And this goes back to 2019, that I'm told was the first London Demo Day. That was the time when 15 ventures came together to pitch for the very first time. Since then, I'm told that we've had 45 companies who've pitched at King's, and then we went to UCL, and then we went to Imperial, and we were back at King's. And these 40 companies have raised over 75 million. Well, that's nice and good, but most importantly, they've created more than 375 new jobs. And what is particularly inspiring is that we are now joined with our 4th and great partner, and that's the London School of Economics. And of course, you'll be hosting this next year, and we look forward to that. So it is now time for me to leave the stage for what you're really here for, which is to see our 20 entrepreneurs. They have already raised 15 million. So I understand there are more than 200 investors in the room. You know, it's like those TV shows that started at 15. We'll see how you can take it today. And they're solving problems, as you'll soon see, in health tech, in digital health, in creative tech, in clean tech, but also in this new term that I didn't know even existed called pet tech. That's what you'll hear about today. And in our audience today, of course, we've got investors, we've got corporate guests, we've got students from our 4 universities and beyond. So please do support and cheer along with the 20 teams from whom you'll hear shortly. So with that, a very warm welcome to you, and a hand for our entrepreneurs. And back to you, Ray.
Okay, it is now time to meet this year's London Demo Day lineup. And let me just say briefly before we do, over the course of this afternoon, we will have a short comfort break midway through, and towards the end, a networking opportunity. So let's begin. And championing Imperial College London, we have Agave, Deploy, Dot Plot, Limpic, and Make Sense. Showcasing from King's College London, we have Artful, Biostress, Bloom, Enhanced Fertility, and Siren. From LSE this afternoon, we have New Grain, Smosh, Speak Health, Tired, and Voda. And proudly representing University College London, we have No Impunity, Scientist, Stacked, Tugs, and Uncommon. So those are the 20 startups that you will see over the course of this afternoon. And just before we get on to what you're really here for, one final point from me. For a deeper dive into any of the teams you see today, if you'd like to find out more, to get in touch, as you're all already doing, please scan the QR code that you'll see on the screen. I'll stand to the side so you can do that with me, without me being in the way. And this will enable you to find details of each of the ventures that you will see here this afternoon, and also along with that, details of how to connect if you'd like to do so. Just a reminder, you will also have the chance to do that following today's proceedings at the networking event. Okay. Time now for the moment you have all been waiting for. The first team, and please rally behind them with your applause and your encouragement throughout the event. Gracing the stage really is no mean feat. So, leading our lineup is Andrea Trigo from King's College London, the CEO and founder of Enhanced Fertility. Please put your hands together for her.
Yeah, you could be the greatest, you could be the best, you could be the King Kong banging on your chest, you could beat the world, you could beat the war, you could talk to God, go banging on his door, you could do the hit drop, you could beat the...
When I was 17 years of age, I was diagnosed with infertility. And as I held my baby sister in my arms, I knew that that would be the closest I would ever get to experiencing motherhood. But the fact is I'm not alone. Infertility doesn't choose age, race, or culture. It affects everyone. And we all know someone who has struggled to start a family. 1 in 6 are affected by infertility. And due to the lack of access to care, it takes 3.2 years just to get the diagnosis and 7 years to get the baby. This is a 22 billion market with 3 million IVF cycles completed per year, with a very low success rate of 32%. There is an opportunity to speed up time to diagnosis using remote testing and improving success rates with AI. Enhanced Fertility provides clinical-grade at-home testing to both women and men who have been trying to conceive for at least 6 months. And over the last few months, we've been delivering diagnostics as a service, speeding up the time to diagnosis and the start of treatment. We are the only company to provide a complete testing range, from bloods, scans, sperm, and swabs, to do that for both women and men, and delivering results much faster. We're the only company to leverage AI to inform clinical decisions and to be able to be present not only in the UK, but also in the EU. Using our own funds alongside Innovate UK grants, we commercialized the product in a highly regulated market and received significant traction to date. We are working with 13 clinics around the world, have over 100 in our pipeline, and are revenue generating. By 2025, we will achieve 2 million in revenue by onboarding 75 clinics and turning a profit. We are now raising 1.5 million. This investment will allow us to expand faster in Europe, to help 10,000 patients, and to develop interactive technologies that go beyond diagnosis and into treatment. Our team has been working together since 2020. I have 15 years of clinical experience and 8 years of running a business that sells into the NHS. My co-founder, CTO, and life partner, Frank Sullivan, is the former Chief Data Strategy Officer at Publicis. He worked in the tech sector for 13 years. We have a committed team that believes in the mission and a clinical advisory board group that guides our developments. If you'd like to invest in us and help us make babies, get in touch.
A really impressive start and just a sense of what's to come. So joining us next on stage from UCL, please welcome Sasha Evans, the CEO of Uncommon, to the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sasha, and I am one of the uncommon people. I'd like to introduce you to a couple of people that I know. This is Alex and his mum, Jenny. Alex is amazing. He's autistic and he loves science and animals and he dreams of being a vet. But he has really, really bad anxiety, which means that he regularly doesn't make it into school. And he needs a lot of hands-on support from his mum, Jenny. This means that Jenny has had to give up her full-time job and has had to pay out for private therapy because statutory services are completely overwhelmed. And the cost of this each year to Jenny is £20,000. But it's not just Jenny and Alex, because there are millions of neurodiverse families across the globe. And the young people in those families are lonely and they're afraid. And their parents are desperately looking for support and they can't find it. At Uncommon, we are going to build a platform that will help Alex feel less isolated and will give Jenny the support that she desperately needs. Our app will combine content, community, and courses, and will be built on a data set that will help us to tailor the learning specifically to how neurodiverse brains work. But we haven't built this app yet, and why not? Because as Steve Jobs said, you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards towards the tech. So over the last few months, we have run a plethora of online courses, group sessions, different activity groups, different support groups of parents to find out what really works and what this group of users need. And the response we've had has been amazing. And the stat we're most proud of is this one in the middle, because young people who are not making it into school, who are not turning up to school, are regularly turning up to our courses and are sticking with them. And that makes us really proud. And our growth has been phenomenal. And it has been driven by our forensic attention to customer experience. And it's paid off in spades, as you can see from some of the feedback we're getting from parents on a daily basis. But I know you're a cynical lot, so if you don't believe in the feedback that we're getting, do believe in the stats, because we are fundamentally improving these young people's lives in a really short period of time. Our app will be a subscription model. It will be B2C, and that will be £80 a month, and we've already proved that parents are happy to pay. Our B2B model will have a bulk subscription, and we've already had £100,000 from the NHS, one of our core potential clients, and they've invested in our product to help us develop it to date. Let me introduce you to the team. We are a neurodiverse team. I'm Sasha, you've met me already. I have ADHD, and I've launched products that have had £2 million in pre-sales. My co-founder is Kirsten. She's worked across 30 different countries across the globe, delivering all sorts of different products, including digital products. And she is our global thinker. And we're guided by an amazing team of world-class researchers and clinicians. We're raising $650,000 to build our app, for user acquisition, and to hire and expand our team. So if you want to learn how to live like uncommon people, come and see us at the stand afterwards. Thank you.
An incredibly impressive pitch there. That brings us on to our third of the afternoon. Please welcome Lancelot Hall, the founder and CEO of Tired from LSE.
Hello everyone, my name is Lancelot, and I'm the CEO and founder of Tired. Quick question, who in here cycles? Nice, okay, my kind of people. Well, let me give you a scenario. Imagine you're part of the 1 million daily cyclists in London. You're on your way to work and pop, you get a puncture and you're left stranded on the side of the road. What do? Well, you can take your bike to a local bicycle store. That looks a little like this. Sorry, that's a picture from 1905. Here's the modern equivalent. I mean, at least it's in color. I mean, anytime you take your bicycle in to get service nowadays, you run a gamble. You have to hope that they're open. You have to hope that they have the parts you need. And you have to hope they'll repair your bicycle within a timely manner and not within the average 1 to 4 week delay. And this isn't just a small problem. In London alone, 10,000 people experience a mechanical issue with their bicycle every day. And we're here to fix that. Enter Tired. Tired is a revenue-generating B2C and B2B platform connecting cyclists, scooter riders, e-bike riders, cargo bike riders, and businesses with our own mobile freelance mechanics. We remove any inconveniences linked to getting your vehicle serviced. Instead of carrying your bike to the store with the hope of getting it serviced, you can download our app and have a mechanic with you in under 30 minutes. We offer 3 key services: instant repairs for emergencies, scheduled repairs for larger tasks, and contactless repairs for those who are too busy to even meet the mechanic at all. The European micromobility servicing market is valued at £20 billion, with London alone making up 400 million of that. And this figure is only accelerating. By 2028, we're going to see more bicycles on the road than cars across all European capitals. Cargo bikes are going to halve the number of vans in urban streets, and the micromobility sharing industry is poised to quadruple in size. And Tired can service them all. Our model of scalability and efficiency places us a pedal ahead of any competition. So, who are we? Well, to keep things simple, I run the mechanics and the repairs, Nikita runs our operations and sales, Dan runs our code, and Oleg runs our spreadsheets. But it's not just us that makes the team, it's the mechanics. We currently have onboarded 4 mechanics with an additional 60 backed up, ready for when we need to scale to meet demand. And speaking of demand, we've successfully completed over 320 repairs, generating 13,000 in revenue, and have just signed our first B2B arrangement with Savills to service the Scalpel building in London. We're currently within our pre-seed round and are looking to raise 200,000 with 100,000 already committed. So if you or anyone you know is interested in what we're doing and would like to support us, then we'd love to connect post-event. Join us in bringing this sector up to its true potential. Thank you.
And just a reminder that if you'd like to connect or find out more following this event, there will be a networking opportunity to do so. Next, stepping into the spotlight now from Imperial College London is Robert Quinn, the co-founder and CEO of Make Sense. Please put your hands together for Robert.
Two years ago, I invested my life savings to start Make Sense. We've since developed the world's most effective blind wayfinding technology. With £1.5 million of investment, we can bring this technology to market. For a blind person, mobility is by far the greatest challenge to quality of life. Canes are cheap and they're reliable, but they don't provide navigation instructions. Smartphone apps like Google Maps are helpful, but they can't dodge you through a crowd. And vibrating smart canes work so badly that most people that buy them end up chucking them in the bin. Really, the only effective solution that's currently available is a guide dog. But guide dogs are so expensive to train that Guide Dogs UK can only supply them to 1% of people in this country that are blind. We have a great solution to this problem. It's a handheld device that can guide a person through space more efficiently than ever before. Formal trials at Imperial College have proven that our technology is almost as efficient as sight at enabling a user to lock on to a direction in space. We can guide a person with centimetre precision by leveraging augmented reality and computer vision just like a guide dog can. We've cracked a long-standing problem in blind wayfinding. The market potential for this innovation is enormous. There are almost 2 million blind smartphone users in the USA and the EU alone. But you don't have to take my word for it that the market actually wants and needs this. This is the CEO of the UK's biggest distributor of assistive technology for blindness in the UK, 50% market share. He said in his 30-year career, he's never seen a product more likely to succeed commercially than this. He's invested his own money in our company pre-seed. Customers are saying that they'll buy the product when we commercialize it. And even competitors. This is Neil Barnfather of Good Maps. I'm working with him for about 2 years now. It's a blind wayfinding startup valued at $70 million. He's told me that what we do constitutes an immeasurable advance beyond what could be done with a smartphone alone, where you only have an auditory and vibratory haptic interface. I've recruited a ridiculously talented team of people from Imperial College. Engineers, scientists, business strategists. I am by far the dumbest person on my own team. Ad Spears is the world's leading expert in this subject area, and Jonathan D'Souza got the highest A-level grades in the whole of South Africa. We've raised £250,000 pre-seed from high net worth angels so far. And with that money, we've already developed the most effective technology of its kind in the world. And we've got more than £100,000 of that left over. Can you even imagine what we'd be able to do with £1.5 million? The company could realistically be worth £250 million in just a few years' time, The terminal valuation potential is well in excess of £1 billion. So do come and see me afterwards. We've got a lab in Bermondsey. You're welcome to visit. We can demonstrate on you. I can guarantee you that once we put a blindfold on you and you walk around the block and come back to the office, any skepticism that you might have will vanish. Thank you.
Incredibly impressive, I'm sure you'll agree. So, up next, please give a very warm welcome to Tim Wade, the co-founder and CEO of Biostress.
We have created the world's most accurate measure of stress, using physiological data and psychological data. Because stress, as the World Health Organization states, is $1 trillion cost to organizations. Just take an organization like King's, with 8,000 staff, and if we take some UK average numbers, we can see that stress costs King's £44 million every single year. Yet despite these scary numbers, there is currently no objective measure of stress. Kings can't suddenly save £44 million without first understanding the problem and then being able to measure any solutions they put in place. And as the old saying goes, you cannot manage what you can't measure. That is, until now. At Biostress, we use biometric data from devices like this one to objectively measure stress. And we built this into a digital platform, app, dashboards, and end-to-end stress management program, where we first benchmark employees and organizations, and then we put in place personalized improvement programs before finally measuring and remeasuring every 3 to 6 months to understand the impact on the employee and the organization. This is a B2B SaaS-style model based on a per employee per month basis with 2 routes to market. Firstly, we sell direct to large organizations, and we partner with existing employee wellbeing providers who already have reach in this marketplace. In terms of competitors, most organizations measure stress using unreliable employee surveys, but there are some wearable manufacturers entering the B2B marketplace. But we are the only people that provide that accurate measure of stress and those measurable improvement programs. In terms of traction, the product is live in 5 countries. We have clients including Aberdeen Asset Management, Mercer, Galliford Try, and police forces. Plus, we have an exceptionally strong sales pipeline that includes Next, KPMG, and Abbott. In terms of the team, 2 co-founders, both of us called Tim. Makes it really easy to remember. One, an expert neuroscientist and entrepreneur, and myself, an ex-marketing director and commercial management consultant. And we're supported by an amazing team of software engineers, data scientists, and a sales team. In terms of what we're looking for, we already have a £470,000 Innovate UK grant, and we're looking for a further £1 million investment to rapidly scale our business. We have investors already lined up and committed into this already. But for us, this is just the start. Imagine Biostress and the world's most accurate measure of stress being used to improve the health and productivity of millions of people around the world. Thank you very much.
Okay, taking to the stage next to continue our lineup are the co-founders, Yanis and Aurelia from No Impunity. Please put your hands together from both.
This is an oil spill. And oil spills kill. Last year, Shell made $40 billion profit polluting the waters in the Niger Delta. The same year, 14,000 children died in their first month of life because of polluted waters. Waterborne diseases. 40 billion, 14,000. This is not unjust. This is an obscenity. And the biggest problem of it all is that victims of Shell could not access justice. Why? Because justice is super expensive. So we're on a way to change that. We looked at litigation finance, basically a group of investors that gather together to fund the claim and get a percentage of the winnings if the claim is won. But litigation finance is not made for that kind of proceedings. It's inaccessible, it's very hard to set up, and it's made to make money, profit, not deliver impact. So we thought of no impunity in a way that what if we could enable anyone to actually finance those lawsuits? What if we could streamline the funding process so that it's easy for law firms to actually access private capital to take on this impactful work? And what if we could regenerate, not only fund legal action, but also contribute to the community resilience? This is what we do at No Impunity. We act as a bridge between retail investors, impact investors, and litigants. And we're on our way to do that. We're currently fundraising to support the Tikuna community in their access to justice as they got harmed by Engie, a French energy company. We follow a simple three-step model, and we charge 3 different types of fees, meaning that even if we only funded 2 cases a year, with 25% of those cases being won, we would still operate as a viable business. So now is the time to act.
Litigation funding as an asset class is booming. We're talking about it tripling within 10 years. Corporations are right now held increasingly accountable for the harms they're doing. The number of climate litigation almost doubled within the past 4 years. Now, impact investors have a major focus: climate change, racial equity, and justice. And this makes it actually possible for No Impunity to be a key actor in delivering impact. But how are we actually different? We enable you to have full transparency over your contribution, being able to trace your impacts, but we also enable retail and institutional investors to invest in litigation that matters. Our leadership team, Yanis and I, actually have experiences in advocacy NGOs, but also big tech companies. Our CTO, Isaac, backs up our platform. Our advisors are lawyers that worked for decades in suing corporations for their wrongdoings, but also worked in litigation financing. We have been incubated by 2 of the best incubators in Europe, have received 40,000 of grant money, and are now having 6 cases in our pipeline from 3 different jurisdictions, and have signed partnership with 3 different law firms. We are now raising 500,000 in order to expand our team, to gain the FCA approval, but also to finally launch our final product. We offer impact litigation as an asset class. We are No Impunity. We fund justice, we fight impunity, and we thank you for your time.
Okay, that brings us on to our next venture. Please welcome the co-founder and CEO of Voda, Jaron So from LSE.
Hi everyone, I'm Jaron, co-founder and CEO of Voda, the LGBT mental health app. Growing up, I struggled heavily with being gay, but I soon realized I wasn't alone in feeling this way. In fact, 20% of Gen Z identify as LGBT. But our community is in a mental health crisis. 52% of LGBT people have experienced depression in the last year, and for anxiety, this figure rises to 61%. And the reason our community is struggling is because existing mental health solutions are sorely inadequate. There are 3 reasons why. 1, private therapy is too expensive. 2, existing apps don't cater to our lived experience. And 3, the NHS is overwhelmed with extremely long wait times. So this is where Voda comes in. With a mental health app that is making digital therapy accessible and inclusive. How does Voda work? We provide self-guided therapy programs. So these are do-it-yourself audio programs, much like Calm or Headspace. But unlike these other apps, Voda is designed for LGBT lives, tackling issues such as coming out, gender dysphoria, and internalized shame. Our programs utilize evidence-based techniques, which we then combine with our leading in-house expertise. And indeed, what separates Voda from other apps is our proven outcomes. We ran a study that saw that Voda reduces clinical symptoms of anxiety by 44% and depression by 40% amongst LGBT users. And this is only possible because our team is leading the way in health tech, AI, and LGBT mental health. I'm Jaren. I'm a third-time founder and a product leader with a previous exit. I've known my co-founder and CTO, Chris, for over 4 years now. He's a PhD in AI with over 15 years of engineering experience and had a £40 million exit as well. And I'm joined by our lead psychotherapist, Chris, who is a renowned trans psychotherapy expert who leads training for the NHS and also sits on the inclusivity board for Soho House. With very little, we've come a long way. We've built and designed our app in-house and scaled it to a community of 4,500 users who love and use us regularly. We're revenue generating with impressive conversion metrics. We were selected for Digital Health London, a launch pad for startups with high potential to meet NHS needs, and recently launched and shipped our first AI feature, which has greatly improved our retention. Voda exists because queerphobia is getting worse, because transphobia is getting worse, because after 5 years of empty promises, conversion therapy is still not banned, and because trans people have to wait 7 years to be seen by the NHS. We exist because every LGBT person deserves mental health support. We're on a mission to help 7 million queers in the next 5 years, and to do so, we're launching our pre-seed round of 250K, of which 55K is committed. If you're looking to learn more about an ambitious mission-led startup, please scan the QR code to connect with me. Thank you for your time.
Up next, please give a very warm welcome to the co-founders of Agave Networks, Daniel and Emmanuel Bird from Imperial College, London.
Good afternoon. We are Agave Networks, the online marketplace that helps scrap metal yards and recyclers across the world to openly and securely trade using our materials verification systems.
Every year, more than 600,000 tons of scrap metal are traded globally. The problem is that there is no method to verify the offers of the suppliers, which might be thousands of kilometers away from the buyers. So, buyers and suppliers still need to rely on the old way of making transactions by investing time and resources to build trust, which is ineffective and risky.
Agave Networks is an online marketplace that uses machine learning algorithms to verify each scrap metal offer, shipment, and payment to enable an open and secure export material trade. But how do we do it?
First, we verify the offer of the supplier. They simply upload pictures and videos to our platform, and our machine learning model verifies the existence and quality of the materials. Then, we find the best match between buyers and suppliers, arrange the logistics, and provide different payment methods. Finally, on the day of the loading, our machine learning model that uses cameras strategically placed ensures that the materials being loaded are the same that were originally bought.
And yes, there are other online marketplaces out there. However, businesses can't actually trade directly through them because they simply don't have the means to guarantee their listings. We're the only solutions that verify that what you buy is what you get. We charge a monthly subscription fee, a financing fee, but most importantly, a 2 to 5% commission per transaction.
The global metals market is worth more than $300 billion. We're focusing first on the UK's scrap steel, an export market which is worth more than $4 billion annually.
So where are we? With just our prototype, we have shipped more than 3,000 tons of scrap metal already, generating a revenue of more than £600, and for us, a little bit more than £20,000.
We are here today to raise our pre-seed round of £800,000 to finish our MVP, increase our number of clients, and reach a £10 million worth of revenue by the next year.
We're two brothers and co-founders with more than 8 years of experience in surplus and excess materials distribution.
I am Emmanuel Berth, the CTO, the software and machine learning expert.
And I'm Daniel Berth, the CEO, a serial entrepreneur with B2B sales experience.
We have the support of many different experts and organizations who believe in our circular economy vision.
Join us on our mission to create the first excess material B2B sharing marketplace. Thank you.
That brings us on to the next venture to the stage. Please welcome Claudia Cesari from King's College London, the founder of Bloom Health.
There are over 4 billion women in the world, and 1 in 4 of them has chronic pelvic pain, including conditions like endometriosis. But what does it really mean, and what is the impact? Chronic pelvic pain has a huge effect on women and those in their lives, from sex and relationships to depression and anxiety, work and career impact, just to name a few. There is a significant lack of treatment and solutions that leaves women unable to have the quality of life they deserve. The global pelvic pain market is estimated to reach over $7 billion by 2030, with a 5% market growth rate. Within the UK, over £8 billion is spent every year on the treatment of endometriosis alone. This doesn't take into account the 20 hours of work absence every month and an average spend of up to 23K per person per year. Bloom is the world's first digital care solution for women with chronic pelvic pain, driven by science. We built an innovative platform that provides specialist pelvic pain management, pelvic floor physiotherapy, and sex and relationship therapy. Our platform can be easy to use. We provide women with a dedicated care pathway based on their needs and goals. They simply sign up, complete our online assessment, and are matched with a tailored plan through a subscription model. In the space of just a few months, we become revenue generating within 5 days of our launch and with significant impact. Women have improved their mental health and their pain has been reduced. Over time, we will harness the power of machine learning to make predictions and sophisticated recommendations. Bloom will become the first AI-driven care platform for pelvic pain. What makes us unique is a focus on comprehensive care for pelvic pain, as well as our proprietary clinical research. I'm Claudia, and I have the world's first PhD developing digital therapies for pelvic pain, as well as 5 years experience leading commercial organizations like Dama Health and Thread. Our team's expertise ranges from scientists, machine learning engineers, women's health physiotherapists, to product developers and commercial specialists. We're currently raising $350K to further grow and accelerate, making crucial platform improvements and boosting our online presence. Help us achieve a new standard of care for this invisible part of our society. Thank you.
That brings us on to the final venture before we take a short break. And please welcome from Sentient, introducing Ivan Novikov from UCL.
It costs £8,000 to recreate one container fire to train just 3 out of 35,000 firefighters who get trained and tested every year. For everyone, that figure would be just above 93 million. And I could spend a long time telling you what you could spend all of that money on, but I've been reliably informed I only have 3 minutes today. It's no wonder then why firefighters, paramedics, 35% of police forces and the army have turned to virtual training. But it has one huge flaw. It only uses your eyes and your ears. It can't recreate the same silent and invisible clues like the smell of natural gas, or get even close to the same levels of stress that the trainees would face in the field. This is why Sentient started with incorporating scent into virtual experiences, and we're already trialing our devices with the firefighters and the London ambulance to add smells to their training. Not convinced about this market? The extended reality spending in the UK is set to get to 62 billion quite soon, but already companies in the entertainment and training sectors are turning over in excess of 460 million a year, and it's only growing. We've had incredible interest from companies all over the world who create digital experiences for the world's leading brands. And we've recently been featured in Wired with our digital scent device called Essence. It's wireless, wearable, and extremely versatile. It can be used with just about any immersive setup, be that VR, AR with your phone, or nothing at all. Just imagine how cool and memorable your next natural history museum visit would be if you could not only see and hear, but also smell the past. All that's a lot of potential. After all, UK is the fastest growing XR market in Europe. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, with a wealth of other applications available to us in the future. We will be selling and renting our devices, as well as providing the cartridge subscription. It's a new field with few players who are attempting to do this, but the versatility and ergonomics of our device have been highlighted to us many times. And people literally forget to take it off after demos, so we have to chase them. We're now looking to raise a seed round to finalize the product development and get to manufacturing and start generating revenue within the next 12 months. Our team is small, but capable of achieving this monumental task. My background is in tech and product roles, whereas Anastasia is a recent Young Innovators Award winner and brings a lot of expertise with her background in neuroscience research. We're also supported by advisors in the technology and business areas. So come talk to us at our stand, because it just makes sense. Thank you.
That brings us to the halfway point of today's team presentations. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have so far. We're going to take a short comfort break now and ask that you are back in your seats to reconvene at 5:40. If you do need to get up to use the bathroom, please make sure you're back so we can run to time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed for joining us for the second half of the London Demo Day 2023. You have 10 fantastic teams still to come, and I'm going to get things going in just a moment. Just a reminder that after the final presentation this afternoon, you will have the opportunity to network with all 20 of the ventures that you've heard from this afternoon. So please do stick around from that. That will be taking place in the arcade just outside, with refreshments on hand afterwards. Right, opening the second half of the event from LSE, please welcome Tom Eisenman, the founder of Newgrain.
When my grandmother gave me her old film camera, I fell in love. Analog photography is a special medium. It's physical and authentic, and it's got unique grain, colors, and a timeless feel. Just like vinyls for music, it's been on the rise in the last few years. And even Kodak is rehiring to keep up with demand. But film photographers are growing increasingly frustrated with social media platforms like Instagram, which revolve around unfair algorithms, revolve around likes and followers, and value quantity of content over quality. Their photos are compressed, mixed with ads, videos, and other distracting content. This is why you created Newgrain, a platform dedicated to analog photography, where you can share your work with a community of photographers, get inspired by their work, and improve your craft. We designed New Grain to feel like an art gallery. No ads, no videos, no metrics, just beautiful photography. Photos are tagged with film stock, camera, lens, and other information. And thanks to this metadata, we're bridging the gap between analog and digital photography. This creates a data-rich library of analog images that is not only useful to photographers, but also paves the way for algorithmic recommendations and the training of AI models. With our freemium model, our free users get access to all the social and community features of the app. And by paying a monthly subscription fee, our paid users can bring their entire library of analog photos to the app and benefit from advanced indexing and search tools. To give you an idea of the potential, digital photography platforms like Vesco are already making 80 million a year just from their subscription service. And we think that we can go beyond that with our focus on analog photography, which is an untapped market with over 10 million users worldwide. I started New Grain on the side of my studies at LSE as a passionate photographer, and I took a year off to focus on the business, and I was soon joined by Arish, a software developer from UCL with years of experience building social apps. Together, we launched our official app on iOS just a month ago, and we've already been joined by 6,000 photographers with a total of 10,000 posts. All of this with absolutely no money spent on marketing. Before the launch, we had spent a year building a community of photographers with an MVP. They've sent us hundreds of messages of support, donated over £1,000, and given us their best ideas for the app on our public feedback board. We're now raising 200K to expand our team and community and build our premium offering. So if you're interested in helping us in any way, please contact us. Together, let's create the digital standard for analog photography and build the platform that photographers truly deserve. Thank you.
A very strong start to the second half of the event. And let's move on. Next to the stage, please welcome Nicholas Wishman, the co-founder and CEO, and Savino Skurari, the director of AI from Olympic AI.
$40 billion. That's the amount businesses lose every year to data breach. At Limbic, we have developed AI to come up with a revolutionary biometric ID based on brainwaves. And today, we ask for £1 million to support our go-to-market strategy. As long as people value their property, others try to steal it. Looking into the past, logs were breached, passwords breached, and even the most secure biometric security methods hacked. That's exactly the problem we identified, right? Even the best biometrics are flawed for one reason. They're all observable, like your face. It can be captured from social media and all around the internet to spoof your identity by using deepfakes. It literally took me, myself, a couple of minutes and a very simple algorithm to turn myself into Tom Cruise, who we see here, and Donald Trump. So my question to you is, what biometric method cannot be hacked? Well, the answer is your thoughts, right? The only biometric method that cannot be hacked and is impossible to copy is based on your thoughts. So let me introduce the Neuroprint, the world's first privacy-preserving biometric ID, which is based on brainwaves. You might want to know how that works, actually. So the hardware is manufactured by our partner companies. Limbic AI is solely focused on software. We use convolutional neural networks and power spectral density to work with the unique features in the brain data. In the first couple of months, we achieved 92% accuracy, and this is only going to go up in the future. Let's have a look at the market. At the moment, the biometric security market is valued at over $40 billion and is set to double in size within 5 years. We have identified a huge demand in over 100 corporate meetings with multi-billion-dollar corporates like Thales and Idemia, and selected the first distribution partners for our go-to-market strategy. We already have a stellar team and cover commercial, industry, and academic know-how with researchers from top-notch institutions and corporates. Our strong advisory board complements the team with their domain and scientific expertise. 1.2 million pounds will take us to market, 200 of which have already been secured through our partnerships with AWS and Microsoft. And today we ask for 1 million pounds to enable our first B2B sales and scale our technology to work across multiple of those neural interfaces. And Limbic AI will be at the forefront of this disruptive technology and is set to become the Android of neural interfaces. So if you're interested in a brainwave demo yourself, please come and meet me in the arcade. Thank you very much for your attention.
Up next, representing King's College London, showcasing Artful, please welcome Stefan Chow to the stage.
Hi. You may all know an artist friend, family, or relative in your life. But did you know that being an artist is an uphill battle? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, to function as an artist, artists must rely on a variety of platforms for their different needs. This can be everything from showcasing their work to engaging with their audiences. And yet, the market size for the creator economy for artists is over £2.5 billion. With a market size this big, why is it that there's no single platform designed for artists? Well, that's because the current solutions for artists all come with their own set of limitations. And managing all these platforms can become time-consuming for any single artist. This is where Artful is unique. Artful offers all these features in a single, intuitive, and easy-to-use platform. At the moment, 500,000 artists use Artful to create an online presence and grow their brand, engage with the community and other artists, and they can advertise their commissions so they can start earning money. To date, we have reached number 17 on the App Store for social networking apps. We have over 2,000 users who've purchased our monthly subscription, and we have over 5 million posts made to our platform. We have over 100,000 followers across all our social channels. This is all done through organic growth. This year, we focus on releasing Artful for the web, making our platform more accessible for everyone. But I'm here to talk to you about the future and how together we can build a place where artists can exchange and earn money through their art by creating a diverse, innovative, and accessible marketplace. Next year, in 2024, we aim to release peer-to-peer payments so that artists can tip or donate to other artists directly through our platform. We plan to expand this into a full marketplace where artists can sell their work. So why peer-to-peer? As I mentioned, this opportunity is huge. We have over 100,000 users who created commission sheets on our platform, and we estimate that these commission sheets can translate into roughly over £100,000 passing through Artful every month. We've built all this with a team of 2 and a funding of £10,000. As an artist myself, I've spent many years in the art community, understanding what artists need. As a co-founder and CEO, I bring a lot of experience to the design and front-end side of Artful. My co-founder, Yuji, brings a lot of experience to the team for back-end systems, and together, I'm confident that we can bring Artful to great heights. We're raising £350,000 to scale Artful with a focus on generating revenue from peer-to-peer payments. I'm Stefan, and I'm with Artful, and please join us in modernizing the creator economy for artists. Thank you.
Very well done. And next to UCL, and please welcome Harry Bremner, the founder of Tugs, to the stage.
So I'm the aforementioned pet tech guy. Probably should have come out to Who Let the Dogs Out or something, bit of a missed opportunity. But so 33% of households in the UK actually have a dog. And at the interval, I had the pleasure of speaking to a few dog owners, enthusiasts out there, hopefully still in the audience. And so 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to study the dog food industry, and I learned 2 things. One, that the pet food industry accounts for up to 30% of the carbon emissions related to food production. And two, that over 80% of dogs in the UK eat highly processed dry dog food that is bad for their health. So our rough solution starts with fresh food. Why? Well, industry standard kibble that you think of when you picture dry dog food or any type of dog food is highly processed. And if you're looking for it, you'll actually find it in the detergent aisle of the supermarket. I had bought some earlier today to bring and at this point show on stage. It smelled so bad that I couldn't even leave it backstage. So Tugs, on the other hand, is freshly prepared using a mixture of fresh meats, fish, vegetables, and a secret superpower whilst being cooked at low temperatures and then frozen to retain the nutrition. Our algorithm takes various metrics about each dog: age, breed, weight, neutered status, and we create fully customized, tailored meal plans just for your dog. Think of Tugs as a personalized, home-cooked dog food delivery service. There are numerous advantages to feeding fresh food to your dogs, with a recent study by Dr. Gerard Lippert showing that dogs fed fresh food live on average 32 months longer than dogs fed processed kibble. 32 months longer. However, our recipes are different. We have a secret superpower, which is insects. We use insects in each recipe to reduce our reliance on livestock and make a more sustainable product. Sustainability is really at the heart of our brand, and we're pioneering the use of insects in fresh dog food. The insects that we use are nutritionally akin to beef, for example, but with a far lower carbon paw print. That way, we're reducing our reliance on livestock without compromising on the quality of our product. Our team consists of myself, Grace, our founder's associate, Louis, our software engineer. We're supported by a fantastic team of investors, such as the Burgess Group, one of the biggest pet food manufacturers in the UK, and Pierluigi Consolandi, who is the founder and CEO of the leading fresh dog food company in Italy. We're a young company, but we've achieved a lot in a short space of time. We launched about 11 months ago, and we've achieved 33% growth month on month. We are currently set to hit £500,000 of annual recurring revenue within 14 months of trading. So we're currently, in order to scale, raising a £1 million seed round, which will be allocated across marketing, recruitment, product, and product development. Earlier I mentioned, and I spoke to lots of you who are dog owners, this is what other dog owners are saying about us. So if you want to change your dog's life, we'd love for you to join our Revolution, and I look forward to speaking to lots of you after. So thank you.
Not only some of the most exciting startups in the country, but also the best animal puns on stage today. Next, please welcome the co-founder and CEO of Speak Health, representing LSE. Please welcome to the stage, Kanu Batra.
Hi everyone, I'm Kanu Batra. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Speak Health. I was 11 when my brother developed a drug addiction. First, the shame and isolation kicked in, then the fear of losing him. And finally, I witnessed my mother's struggle with severe depression. When a young person struggles with mental health, the whole family struggles. But it's not just my family, and it's not only drugs. Stories of struggling families are way more common than you think. So much so that the second most Googled question by parents of teenagers is, why do teens cut themselves? Yes, shockingly, 1 in 5 teenagers self-harm, and 75% of those repeatedly self-harm for over 2 years. Clinical research has shown that dialectical behavior therapy tends to work, yet care is inaccessible and not affordable. Parents looking for solutions are either dealt with year-long wait lists at NHS or extremely expensive private therapies. So at Speak, we decided that instead of plugging holes in a broken system, we will build an innovative virtual care model that's both accessible and affordable. Our current solution offers group therapy programs for parents and connects them with instant access to self-harm experts. We sell our services online in a subscription of £180, and in just under 6 months, we have helped 133 families break the cycle of teenage self-harm. We have a promising retention of 92%, and 87% families have reported reduced distress. And this is the team that's making it happen. My co-founder, Ness, brings her experience in clinical research and NHS. My co-founder, Rakan's expertise in AI sets us up for the future. And I'm Kanu Batra. I've launched health services to 3 million subscribers globally. Before I wrap up, I'd like to share what Jen, one of the Speak parents, has to say about her experience with Speak. She says it's been revelatory for her. It has helped her understand her daughter better than she ever thought she could. And that's what matters, because when you understand someone, you see them, and she can see her. In the next 18 months, we will launch the first version of our AI platform and equip 1,000 families like that of Jen. So if you or someone you know would like to join us in our mission to break the cycle of teenage self-harm for 300 million families globally, come speak to us. Thank you.
Next to the stage, representing Imperial College London, the Chief Executive Officer of Deploy. Please welcome to the stage, Paul Mendieta.
In every drop of water, there's a story. For billions, it's a story of struggle. Not because water isn't there, but because it's trapped in outdated systems. At Deploy, we've reimagined that story. The world is changing rapidly. Floods, droughts, and wildfires are compounding the problem. But in the face of these challenges, we've crafted an essential solution. Introducing Deploy's inflatable concrete container, a design so revolutionary that can reach the most extreme locations, and it's going to be ready to use in just 24 hours. Imagine, it's a foldable concrete container that it's replacing conventional concrete with an 8mm wall thickness without sacrificing strength, faster to deploy and more accessible than ever before. Every drop has a purpose, and to maximize our impact, we are focusing in 3 pivotal areas: agriculture, drinking water systems, and fire mitigation. Scaling a prefabricated concrete product of this size isn't common. Construction corporations doubted this could be possible. Now, we're forging partnerships with global distributors to broadcast our solution to local governments, NGOs, water utilities, and more. Imagine the durability of concrete with the adaptability of plastic merged into one. That's Deploy. Easy to transport, maintain, a price for the future, and long-lasting. Key features to unlock vast opportunities to our customers. But our vision goes beyond utility. Deploy is redefining environmental standards in the construction industry. By 2030, our impact could equate to 500 million miles driven by diesel cars. Our team comprises of industry experts, award-winning innovators, and a specialized team across various disciplines. To get where we are, amazing organizations have stood by your side. Investors, institutional advisory, grants awarded, competition awards, and even free top legal support programs. With a patent secure, £1.3 million raised, a product in the market, with contracts in hand covering 6 countries, and more deals in the pipeline, we're expecting £1.2 million in revenue next year. but our partners are already requesting more product sizes and faster lead times. We're on the cusp of something bigger. With 1.5 million pounds, we can scale our manufacturing, continue to build our team, and boost our reach. For 33 years, my father dedicated himself to bringing clean water to rural communities. Deploy is the embodiment of his legacy. Join us in revolutionizing infrastructure. Thank you.
Okay, that brings us on to the final 4 startups this afternoon. And representing King's College London for the final time as part of the London Demo Day 2023, please join me in welcoming the co-founder and CEO of Siren, Edwin Wong, to the stage.
Hi, everyone. Over 140 million people across the world suffer from a serious mental illness like schizophrenia or bipolar. Now, these conditions are absolutely devastating, yet clinical care is fundamentally broken. For instance, it takes on average 9.5 years to receive a diagnosis of bipolar in the UK. Now, these inefficiencies translate directly to massive costs, with payers and providers spending over £180 billion annually on clinical services for these conditions. And at the root of these inefficiencies and spending is the fact that existing assessments are subjective, lengthy, inaccurate, and labor-intensive. As a consequence, the diagnosis and treatment of these conditions is delayed in a dysfunctional, reactive system. At Siren, we're building a new standard of clinical assessment that is quick, objective, accurate, and remote, allowing this early diagnosis and shifting the paradigm of care to a preventive approach. We do this with proprietary machine learning algorithms that analyze just 5 minutes of patient speech. Our AI looks at both what you say and how you say it to produce early diagnostic evaluations, empowering clinicians across the care pathway to make better decisions. And we're backing up these claims with some good progress. We've built the world's largest proprietary speech data set in serious mental illness. And using this rich data, we've been able to show best-in-class accuracy of classification across multiple mental illnesses. Armed with this science, we've been able to broker partnerships with clinics both locally and across in the States, alongside research partnerships with the best researchers all across the world. And that indeed is our focus right now. We're executing on the deep research portfolio we've been able to build out before aiming to hit the market in 12 months as a research tool in the first phase of our hybrid commercialization model. Our long-term aim is to get FDA approval to deploy as a medical device, which will allow us to sell into health systems in the US where there is real opportunity in incentivizing patient savings as well as increased patient inflow. And this focus on clinical implementation is what differentiates us from other vocal biomarker companies, inherently linked to our focus on the serious mental illnesses. We've raised both non-dilutive and venture financing of £150,000 to date, and I'm here pitching to you today for an additional £600,000 to accelerate our clinical pipeline and reach that first implementation. Now, I might be slightly biased here, but I believe that we are the best possible team to fulfill this vision, given our combined PhDs and MD in the space of mental health, alongside a wealth of commercial experience in this exact domain. And so, with that unique skill set and some support from other partners, alongside hopefully some of you today, we're confident that we can usher in a new era of clinical assessment and also clinical care for serious mental illness. Thank you very much.
Okay, next to the stage, on behalf of UCL for the final time this afternoon, please welcome Rashid Aliyev from Stacked.
Hi, we are Stacked, a tech platform for on-demand moving and storage services. We did it a couple times already today, so I will ask you one more time. Could you please raise hands if you ever had to move house or use storage services because you didn't have enough space at home? Here you go. Thank you. Well, then you definitely experienced these 3 problems. First, it was super expensive. Secondly, it's incredibly stressful experience. And third, everything is done super manually because there is no technology there as such. And the reason why you feel like you're going back in time by 50 or 100 years is because moving and storage industry is one of the least technologically disrupted industries in the world. And it's huge. In the UK alone, it's estimated to be over 2.5 billion, globally 74, and is growing year by year and will reach over 102 billion over the next 4 years. So to solve this huge problem, we came up with an Uber-like platform for moving and store services that allows you to avoid all the stress of dealing with dodgy man-and-demand services that you can never trust, but rather just going to our website, filling the details, and getting an instant quote based on our AI-based algorithm. And as soon as you make a payment, we match you with our self-employed movers. He will then come, you don't even have to lift a finger. They will either move you from A to B, or if you need storage services, we'll come and collect your items and take it to storage facilities right from your doorstep. If you need to go to skiing, for example, and you need your skis back, we'll deliver it back to you in a matter of 24 hours. What you get as a result is the price, which is twice as cheap. It's easy and simple customer experience, and third, it's fully technological solution. Surely we're not the only ones in the industry. However, as you could see from that comparison table, we are just way faster, cheaper, and can solve a lot more problems. Well, how it works in the real world is that we have two revenue streams. One is subscription revenue with over 100% profit margin from our store services. Two, transactional with 35 profit margin from our moving services. So far, since we launched, we generated over £750,000 from close to 4,000 orders to date. Just over 12 months ago, we closed our very first round of funding, the pre-seed, and raised $500,000 with 3 international VCs on board. We also partnered with a number of big brands and big names like Bloom & Wild, Sofa Workshop, and Bister Village. Well, and it's not the very first time we're doing this. I have built 3 ventures in the past. My co-founder, Daniel, is a multiple founder and also was a part of an over $100 million exit to Facebook. We also have a heavyweight advisory and help from our 3 VCs, Hatch, Metro, and Zaka. These are from last round, and 3 more new VCs that are joining as part of the current round. And today, having grown over 5 times over the past 12 months, we're raising $1 million, most of it which already closed, to get to generate over $10 million in revenues by 2026, and also breaking into the 2 international markets, such as France and the US. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you would like to join us on our journey in disrupting one of the least technologically disrupted industries in the world, you know where to find us. Thank you very much.
Okay, next and last to the stage, representing LSE this evening, please welcome Silvana Leon, the co-founder and CEO of Smosh.
Let me tell you a story about Bruno and Anna, a couple, 35 years old, a doctor and a teacher. They are passionate about their work, and sometimes they enjoy traveling together. They have a nice life. But do you want to know a secret? They are stressed. They actually struggle to pay for those travels. They find it difficult to save money. All of a sudden, they feel like they're working a lot for nothing. And sometimes they even forget to pay some bills. And they are not alone. 78% of the population claims to be stressed about money, and 67% don't have a basic understanding of finances. That is 2 out of 3 people. 2 out of 3 do not know how compound interest works. 2 out of 3 do not know how they will pay for retirement. And that number goes up to 3 out of 4 in Latin America. And I know this because I am the daughter of one of these couples. I've seen this firsthand. That is why we created Smosh, a personalized solution to close the financial knowledge gap so that people can be in control of their personal finances and feel empowered to achieve their financial goals. Through a paid subscription, our users get all the tools to track their finances, but most importantly, a highly trained human, someone by their side to help them with all of these difficult decisions and whose only priority is their financial well-being. And this is a key, support, because interest rates are confusing, banks are sneaky, and even the amount of fancy fintechs is overwhelming. For us, it's about people first. I am Silvana, the co-founder of Smosh. I've held senior product roles in some of the fastest growing fintech companies, both here in London and in Latin America. Francisco, my co-founder, he's an economist with experience in the banking industry and in the public sector. And we have just onboarded an engineer from one of the top listed tech companies in the world. And this is not just an idea. We are in the market already. This is Soledad, our first user. She was stressed about her shopping behavior and buried in credit card debt. With our support, she not only paid off all her debt, but also achieved her dream goal. She's now living in Italy. And we've been growing every month by referral. Our LTV is 450 with a 70% margin, while our CAC is less than £100. But the important thing here is that we have proof that our product is needed, that people are willing to pay for it, and that they get results. Now we're ready to take some of it to the next level. We are closing our pre-seed round of £350,000 to develop our financial well-being platform and gaining our 4,000 users within the Spanish-speaking market. So, if you're passionate about solving this problem like we are, please get in touch. We are Somos Fin, and we are convinced that people should feel empowered to achieve their financial goals. Thank you.
Right, well, incredibly, that brings us to the 20th, the last startup to the stage for this event. Please welcome the co-founder of Dotplot, Shefali Bahura from Imperial College, London.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shefali, co-founder of Dotplot, and we're seeking £850,000 to create the world's first at-home breast health monitoring tool. In 2021, 2.3 million women were diagnosed with breast cancer globally. 1 in 7 women in the UK will be diagnosed with breast cancer during their lifetime, and 31 women are dying every single day. Survival rates increase up to 93% if detected at stages 1 and 2. However, guidance for self-checks is limited to videos and pamphlets, all proposing different methods. This leads to confusion, misconceptions, and information overload. The answer to all of this is Dotplot. Dotplot is the patent-pending technology that is a combination of a hardware and software capable of locating, reading, and recording breast tissue changes to monitor your breast health. It does so by taking in your menstrual cycle details and predicting the correct date for your self-check, as well as builds a personalized map of your torso within the system that is then divided into a grid. It visually depicts the areas that have been scanned, simultaneously records breast tissue composition. Subsequent month readings are then compared in order to flag any abnormalities that may persist. We are not a diagnostic device. We are a flagging tool, like a blood pressure monitor in your houses. Our market is every woman aged 20 plus globally. 70 million of these will have breast cancer incidences just within UK, US, and India. And our early adopters are women who have increased susceptibility to breast cancer, those who are health anxious and conscious. We would sell directly to them via our website or distribution partners at a retail price of $165 per unit and an app subscription that costs even less than the price of a coffee. We endeavored to secure 3% of our early adopters in the first 6 months of our soft launch and raise a $38 million in revenue in year 3 of sales. We've had 1,500 sign-ups from women themselves, 3,300 who follow us, as well as £190,000 in grant funding and competition just within 1 year, alongside various noteworthy mentions. We have used all of this capital to develop our product, firstly by defining our positioning system, and then by building our detection capability. Currently, we are working on our database that is diverse as well as representative. We've not done this in isolation. We've spoken to 200 women. We've spoken to 25 doctors and have had 82 women come down to test our product. We've run 4 co-creation workshops with breast cancer survivors themselves. We started off as 2 co-founders, Deborah and I, and now have an incredible driven team of 7 people on board. So today, we're starting to seek £850,000 to accelerate the development of this tool. This would combine a positioning and detection system to run a comparative study, as well as do our manufacturability assessment. We would also be getting our regulatory approvals and seeking global IP with it. We believe that self-checks can cater to early detection. And with Dotplot, we would bring the clarity, ease, and confidence to conduct these self-checks. If you want to join us in our mission, come see us afterwards, and we would give you a demo of .plot. Thank you so much for listening.
That brings us to the almost end of this event. I just want to say thank you so much to you all for being here, and a huge thanks to the brilliant presenters of all of the teams that graced the stage throughout the course of this afternoon. Can I ask you to join me in just giving them a thunderous round of applause? And just a final reminder before we move on, that if you'd like to find out more about any of the ventures, to connect with them today alongside networking, you can. Once again, I'll shift out of the way so you can scan the QR code to find out more. And whilst you're doing that, can I ask Holly Noah to the stage, who is probably not going to be very happy about hearing this, but she is the head of ventures at King's College London. And as I'm sure you're aware, a huge amount of work goes into making this happen from all the teams and all the institutes involved. And Holly, this is just a little gesture of our thanks for your work. Thank you very much. The only person on the stage today that really didn't want to be here by the looks of it. Listen, let's just say, before we move on, our deep appreciation goes out to Imperial College Enterprise Lab, King's Entrepreneurship Institute, LSE's Generate, and UCL's Innovation and Enterprise. A huge amount of work goes into everything that you've seen here today, to the presenters and ventures, and of course to you all for joining us. It's been a packed house, and I know some of you waited to get seats for the second half because you were so keen to join us, so thank you for your patience. That just leaves me to say, if you'd like to find out more, connect with any of the teams today, the arcade awaits you for networking, and we're pleased to hear there's food and drinks on offer. And a final reminder, just to scan that QR code to find out more about all of the teams and follow through with their start book pages. It's been a real honour joining you for the London Demo Day 2023. Thank you very much indeed.